Hi, I'm Mandi Pryor, and welcome to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. Spotlight on Pittsburgh is a program about Pittsburgh's most fascinating people and what they do to make our city an amazing place to live and work. Today we are bringing you Matt Stapleford. Matt is owner of Go Mini Southwest, and he can help your moving plans go from hectic to happy. Then we'll greet Kurt and Michelle Ziegler. Kurt and Michelle will update you on the mortgage market and what steps you can do next in purchasing your home. Hi, and welcome back to Spotlight on Pittsburgh. We are here with Matt Stapleford. How are you?
I'm doing well, Mandi. How are you?
I'm doing well. So, I guess first and foremost, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on today to introduce our company. I am the local owner and operator of Go Minis of Southwest Pittsburgh. We provide secure steel portable storage containers that can be used for on-site storage, anything from home renovations. We can bring a container on site, give the homeowner a place to just empty out the contents of their home and give the contractor room to work, or we can help you with local moves. So we're in between a rental truck and a full-service mover. We're meant to be convenient and affordable. We can bring a container out to the homeowner, and the homeowner can take as much time as they want, anywhere from a week, 2 months, 6 months. When they're ready, we'll come move the container to the new house, and again, they can have as much time as they want on the back end to empty out the container. So it's not like a rental truck where you might have a day or two, you're picking up the truck, loading it, moving yourself, and unloading. And it's not a full service mover that might cost an arm and a leg. So again, we're meant to be a convenient, affordable solution. We offer different sizes. We have 12-foot containers, 16-foot containers, and 20-foot containers. So we do have a bigger option than some of our competitors that can be used, again, for some commercial applications. Say if there's a retail store that needs storage for excess inventory, a contractor that needs extra storage on a job site for building materials to make sure things don't walk off the job site. That's a thing we're finding a lot of these days. So a lot of different options for our containers. They do come on wheels, so they help protect whatever surface we put them down on. We try not to damage the property. Most of the time they're going in a driveway, but we can put them in the grass, on the street if the local municipality is okay with that. And if you call us, you won't go through a call center. So the phone will ring directly to myself or my wife. We pride ourselves on providing excellent customer service, making sure our customers get exactly what they need when they need it. We can typically move a container around within a couple days, sometimes even same day. So typically not long lead times. We do have people who like to plan ahead, but we also have people who need a container last minute. So we do everything we can to make things happen on the customer's timeline.
And how did you get started in this? Like, what made you say, you want to run this type of business?
So I was working in consulting, but kind of looking for something to do on my own. We have a brick and mortar storage facility, so portable storage was just kind of a natural fit in with the brick and mortar, and allowed us to provide that portable solution to some customers who didn't want to drive back and forth to the traditional facility. We found Go Minis, which is a national franchise in 39 states, but they didn't have an operator in the Pittsburgh market or even Pennsylvania for that matter. So we started talking with them, just got a great feel for the people, the product. I think they put together a great container, which actually, believe it or not, they're shipped to us flat, 5 or 6 to a rack. So we build them ourselves. So we take great care in making sure they're built properly. I've seen every single one of our containers that we have in our fleet, and we just like the upside potential that Go Minis offered, with being the only Pennsylvania operator right now. There's also great support from corporate on a national level as far as marketing, the software they've put together for us, and just really anything we need. Also, some brand recognition. There was what they called a dealer in the Bell Vernon area. So
Sure.
prior to being a franchise, you could purchase branded containers, but you were on your own from there. So there's a little bit of brand recognition down in the Bell Vernon Uniontown area, but we're really working to grow and service the entire greater Pittsburgh area.
And it's a family-run business for you.
It is.
So your wife is hands-on as well.
Yes, she helps more behind the scenes with a lot of our marketing and our social media and things like that. She does answer the phone from time to time, but most of the time she's chasing our young daughters around. I have a 2-year-old daughter who actually has her own little motorized Go Minis truck, so she's very into the business as well. I kind of say that she's really the boss.
Yeah. I think originally we saw you out there with your daughter in the beginning, little blonde girl.
Yes. You'll probably see her running around in some Go Minis attire from time to time. Someday she'll be out in the truck with me, I'm sure. She's anxious to get there, but not quite yet.
She's probably like, I only store my toys in the Go Minis.
That's right. And we probably need a few 20-footers to store all the toys she has.
That's great.
Yeah.
So it is waterproof containers.
Yes. So they're painted with factory-baked paint to help prevent any sweating. They are sealed from the elements. They sit about 8 inches off the ground, so any water running across the ground will run under them. They do have vents on them to help with airflow to prevent moisture, mold, mildew, buildup, things like that. But they are very well sealed. They also have several places on the doors that you can put a lock to keep things nice and secure. Ours have a double door that swing open as opposed to a roll-up style door that you might see on some others, but also have latches to help keep them open so they don't swing back and hit you while you're loading and unloading.
Well, that's probably a good safety factor as well.
It is. There's an emergency release inside too if somebody were to close you in there. If they put a lock on it, you're out of luck, but otherwise you'd be able to get out.
That's good. And I've definitely had experience with moving trucks and running back and forth trying to get things in on their time, spending a fortune, the truck's getting lost, you don't know. We've all had our issues. So.
Sure. Navigating the city of Pittsburgh in a big 20 or 26-foot rental truck is not fun, so we take care of that for you. Right now I'm actually doing the deliveries and the pickups, so if somebody orders a container, I'll be there to make sure the container is exactly where you want it. I'll come out and move it for you and pick it up when it's empty. Again, making sure that everybody's extremely satisfied with the experience. We're really, really hands-on here at Go Minis.
Great. And, you've done stuff with, or you do stuff with corporate companies as well. So can you talk a little bit about what they could possibly do with it? Sure.
So a lot of what we do is providing on-site storage during, office renovations. If offices are moving, we can help relocate offices and things like that. We also work closely with restoration companies. So if there's water damage, fire damage, we can bring a container to the job site just, again, to give the restoration company room to work. One thing we also pride ourselves on is giving back to the community. So we've donated some containers to donation drives for various organizations rather than stuff a truck.
I know you've done Southwest Communities Chamber.
Yes, we do Stuff a Mini from time to time. So we're happy to donate our container to collect donations for different charitable organizations and really just try to give back to the communities we serve.
And so this is a new concept with the different sizes. What do you typically recommend, or what are people out there looking for?
So we actually just rolled out a storage calculator on our website. So you can go on and either based on the number of rooms, or you can get as granular as the individual items you're going to be putting in a container. You can go through and that will give you an estimate of the sizes you need. But our rough rule of thumb is our 12-footer holds around 2 rooms worth of belongings. Our 16-footer holds 3 to 4 rooms, and the 20-footer would be used for larger homes or offices. And all of them are 8 feet wide, 8 feet tall. So just to give you a quick rough idea, but if you're really interested, you can go on, check out the storage calculator, and that'll give you a better idea. I usually tell people it's better to go a little bigger than need an extra container. That'll save you in the long run. And our containers do have tie downs, so if you have some extra room, you can use rope, bungee cords, ratchet straps, things like that to help secure things in transit.
And it's also good for retirement. It's good for if there's an estate sale. What are some other off the wall, I guess, things that people wouldn't think of that they could use the containers for?
One thing that can be helpful is, if you're relocating a loved one to something like a nursing home, trying to figure out what to do with their belongings. People use them if they want to hire a full service mover. They might still use our container to help declutter, to prepare for a move, or even to stage things for the move. So they might move things into the container, so then the movers can come just move things right out of the container into the truck. And there's all sorts of applications I'm sure I haven't thought of yet. So if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears.
Oh, I'm sure I can think of a few things.
We'll come up with something fun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you so much. We're going to bring you back out in a little bit with our next guest. And how can people get in touch with you?
Well, thank you, Mandi, for having me. You can reach me directly by phone, 412-208-5010, or email matt.stapleford@gominis.com, or check out our website, www.gominis.com/SW-Pittsburgh.
Perfect. And we'll share that out, don't worry.
All right.
So they don't have to write it down.
Thanks, Mandi.
You're welcome. If you want portable storage or simple moving solutions, make sure you reach out to Matt. Join us after the break as we talk mortgage with the Zieglers. All right, we are back once again. We are with Kurt and Michelle Ziegler, and I'm sorry I said Ziegler earlier. I've known you forever too. But you are with Three Rivers Lending. You're in the South Point area. I'm sure you service a much wider area. So let's start and talk just a little bit about what you guys do and your company.
Sure. Thank you for having us.
thanks for
Appreciate
Absolutely.
you. So we own Three Rivers Lending, and we can do a mortgage anywhere in the country. We're just based here in PA, and we're going to get an office in Florida soon. But Kurt has been in the business for 30 years, and he has more knowledge than I'm a mortgage loan officer myself, and I just wish I had 3/4 of the knowledge he has in his head. Yeah. He's amazing. He can do a mortgage for anyone. But we've been in business for 5 years, and we take great pride in treating all of our clients like family, because the mortgage process is not easy. So by the end of the mortgage, after we hand them the keys, we're invited to their baby showers or housewarming parties, and it's really nice.
That is. And so can you tell me a little bit about the mortgage process for those who are watching who maybe just don't know or they've had bad experiences?
Sure. So to get ready to get a mortgage, first of all, you have to look and see what your credit is like, right? So if you have very low credit, you got to figure out why. Do you have collections? What's going on, right? So you want to call us, and we will help you figure out what you need to do to up your credit score. But the most important thing about getting a mortgage is using your credit. A lot of people think that you shouldn't use your credit. Having a couple credit cards, revolving credit, use them every month. Just charge your gas or whatever, but pay them off every month and keep the balance under 30%. Also, to get a mortgage, you only need 3.5% down, and sometimes 0, depending on the certain kind of mortgages that we offer. So if you want to get into a home, you can borrow that and get it as a gift from mom, dad, aunt, uncle, grandma, grandpa, and get into a new home and not pay rent.
That would be great, right? Because you are building your finances through buying a home.
Well, owning real estate is the best investment because it's the only investment that's guaranteed to go up every year.
Yeah, and most people, they're renting. You don't want to rent. Even though the rates are up a little bit, historically they're low. So it's better to own a home, build equity in your home, and instead of throwing your money out the window on renting. And then, like I tell my customers now, rates are up, but they're going to come down eventually. And at that time, we can refinance them into a better loan.
So you can look into like better rates, but
absolutely. I
at
keep
least you're not
tabs of
giving it
all
to
my
a
customers,
landlord.
and I watch rates all day long, so I know what's going on.
So let me just tell you the difference between us and a bank. So we're wholesale brokers. We get wholesale rates, and we have 18 different investors. So we shop your loan so we can get you the lowest rate.
Yeah, because the banks have retail rates.
Yeah.
They have their own.
And they have their own products. That just one. I mean, if you don't fit, we have 18 different investors where we could place them. Some are better at different products. You know what I mean? So we know we have a whole slew of people, investors that we could go to fit them in to the best deal.
And so what would you say to somebody who's purchasing their first home in terms of what they're looking for when approaching getting a mortgage?
To get qualified? Well, first of all, they want to make sure they put the money in the bank. You can't use cash. You can't take money out from your mattress or in a safe. It's got to be seasoned.
I have all that money in my
It
mattress.
has to be seasoned, for 60 days, right? And like Michelle was saying about your credit, number one key, do not go 30 days late on anything, okay? Always make sure you pay it within 30 days. And the credit utilization, you want to keep it 30%. So you have a $1,000 credit card, keep the balance $300 or less, but use them every month so you establish a history. Because if you don't use your card, there's not going to be any history, and it won't generate a higher credit score.
And there's some fun new ways to get credit, which is, I don't know if it works. Maybe that's a question for you. You can use credit through Amazon and purchases now, like pay in increments and it just automatically takes out. Do you think that helps at all?
I don't know. I haven't seen Amazon report on a credit report.
You could just buy something, say it's higher price, and you pay it off over time. So instead of like they just automatically take it out.
Yeah, I haven't seen it on a credit report, so I don't think
Maybe
so.
not.
No.
Maybe not. But a credit card's always great if you're paying it off. Like you don't want to accrue
It's
debt.
very important to have a revolving credit,
Very
though.
important.
Not just car loans or installment loans. You need revolving credit. You know what I mean? Credit lines, because that's how they generate a higher credit score. Because they look at, if you don't have any revolving credit, what's your next step? Possibly bankruptcy, because you don't have any available lines to use. That's just how they look at it.
And so, obviously, you say don't rent. So what is what are people doing when they're renting as opposed to buying a home?
Well, they're building somebody else's wealth.
That's right.
That's not fun.
They
That's
should
true.
be building wealth in themselves.
Correct.
And we have great real estate agents that we work with that can help them find a home. So when they call us, we can tell them exactly what they can afford.
That's nice.
So they can go out and look for a house that value.
And also, we know how valuable it is to have a pre-approval, like
In
very
today's
quick,
world.
because houses are going that quick, and there's multiple offers. So we're available 24/7. And when I say that, it's true.
Are you sure you want to put that out there?
And it's true.
I am. I work a lot at home at night because an agent calls me. We just saw a house. She wants to put an offer in, and I have to
you
do
kinda
it.
have
And we
to
get
right
it to them
now.
within the hour. And even on the weekends, I'm working. And when we go on vacation, we take our computers.
We were sleeping the other night, 10:30. Somebody called, they needed a pre-approval at 10:30.
Yeah,
We had to do it.
had to do it.
Well,
that's fine.
but you're helping people, and that
We
in
love
turn
it.
helps.
We're not, it's great.
We
It's
don't
just that people need to know if they need something, they will always get it from us immediately.
That's nice.
They're in good hands with us because they won't have to worry about. They're going to get their pre-approval.
Well, I've always heard really good things about both of you and Three Rivers Lending.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never a bad word.
Oh,
so
good,
That's
good.
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 And any other advice that maybe I haven't touched on that you would, when they're coming in, what are they, what questions should they ask in terms of looking for mortgages? What questions should they ask when buying a home?
Well, I mean, it's not even, it's based on what they can afford. So once we look at their credit and go through their, employment history and all of that, then we can give them the advice, where are you looking? If you want a USDA loan and it's 0% down, these are the areas that you should be looking in. Or are you a veteran? Those are 0% down loans as well. So it's really hard to give advice at the beginning until we know their history.
We need to know their profile.
Yeah.
And then I can tell them, how much they qualify up to.
And, say somebody really wants to buy a home and they haven't, and maybe they have some debt accrued, or how can they get started working towards,
Once I see that, and they're not ready right now, maybe their credit score is a little low, I can tell them, 'cause I've been doing this a long time, I can tell them exactly what they need to do to build that credit score up. We don't throw anyone in a round foul, you know what I mean? I try to help people. So if they're not ready now, maybe in 3 months they might be ready, 6 months. But at least, we're giving them good advice on how to do that.
You'll sit down, you'll talk them through it and say, you can do this.
Yes.
I think it's a lot of confidence.
Oh
too.
yeah, absolutely. We can help anybody. Maybe it'll take a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Well, any last thoughts for us today before we wrap for the next segment?
Well, getting a mortgage is the best. So we have 7 children, and our children must
And 3 grandchildren.
And 3 grandchildren. But they had to buy a house. And we helped them because you can get a gift from your parents. So it's very, very important because you need to own a home. And it's a lot cheaper actually than renting. It really is. It's truly a lot cheaper.
Exactly.
That's good.
And you're
Especially
building
with
equity.
rental rates. If
Yes.
you've seen them, they're very
But
high.
you can buy a home and we tell them what their mortgage payment's going to be. They're like, that's half of my rent.
Another thing too, I want to tell people, when we initially run their credit, we do a soft pull. So it's not a hard hit. A lot of people don't like that because they're like, well, it might take me 3 months. And I don't want to keep getting pulls on my credit because it could lower your score if you have a lot of pulls. So initially we do a soft pull where it's not a hard hit on your credit. And we can see your credit score and we can see your credit. So just to let everyone know that.
So you ease them into it, right?
Ease them into it, but not putting a hard hit.
Keep hitting their credit if they're not
Because
ready.
sometimes it might take 2, 3, 4 months to find a home because all the multiple
Absolutely.
offers,
Yeah.
the low inventory.
Yeah.
So they don't want to keep coming back because credit's only good for like 60 days. Like we have to submit a loan, and the credit has to be at least 60 days or less.
Well, that's valued information.
Yes.
Thank you both. We're going to have you
You're
back
welcome.
out here in a moment with Matt. How can they get in touch with you?
They can call us at 412-203-3379, or they can email Kurt or I, Michelle at 3 Rivers Lending, Kurt at 3 Rivers Lending, or our website, 3riverslending.com.
Perfect. Well, thank you both so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
so much,
you.
Mandy.
Grab the best mortgage rates in the South Hills by reaching out to Kurt and Michelle at 3 Rivers Lending. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this short commercial break. All right, we're back and we have everybody here this time. So, but all of you seem to be in the same type of industry. Is there anything in terms of homes or shopping for homes that you've seen? Obviously, you're in 2 different complete spectrums of the home purchasing industry. So tell me any thoughts, and have you guys met each other yet?
This morning.
Just briefly,
This
yeah.
morning.
That's
Good.
it.
Well, it's good to know each other. So anything you've seen out there?
It's just been a hot market, obviously, and we're on the kind of the back end of the buying process. Helping, well, I guess the back end and the front end, moving out of one house and then into the next, and not just home buying, but renovating. Everybody's got a project they're working on right now. So anything we can do to help make lives easier, more convenient, we're here to help.
That's great.
I would say people looking for a home today, a lot of people are waiving home inspections. We don't recommend that for our clients at all. We don't want them to get into a home and have all kinds of surprises later. So for us and our clients, it's very, very important to get a
We
home
give them
inspection.
good advice. I mean, that's how some people are winning bids to get a home, waive a home inspection. Now, why would you do that? I mean, you could be walking into a money pit. So we kind of guide. We
We-
don't
we-
want our customers to be, caught in the, what I mean?
I've definitely seen some interesting things that I forget. I was watching TikTok and it said, "How do you know you bought a boomer's house?" And they
Yeah.
took a screwdriver and then the outlet just fell off the wall. It wasn't actually an outlet at
Yeah,
all. It
exactly.
just looked like one.
Right.
So I think home inspections are pretty important to find out what's really going on with the house, what you're going to
Absolutely.
pay in years to come.
Right.
That's right.
But it is still great time to buy a home.
It is.
It always is.
And there's so many homes out there that are going to come up soon, right?
Oh yeah,
Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
People will start moving around. I think COVID, everybody just like stopped.
Big
Well, and the
time.
real estate market stopped too. So,
Right.
yeah. And have you seen things increasing in terms of moving around, or is it pretty much the same?
Yeah, so we definitely have a busy season. People are hesitant to do much during the winter, understandably with the hills around here, and things can get pretty slick. So we're definitely in our busy season. Things are picking up, and we have so many different avenues that people are using our containers for, not just homeowners. We've got a lot going on.
Well, you can do summer storage too.
We can.
Pool stuff.
We can. Yep. Pool equipment. Athletics associations that are opening back up for summer that might have closed through the winter, things like that. We can hang on to things throughout the winter and deliver them for the season.
Good. And go ahead, Kurt.
No, I'm good. No.
And you both work out obviously out of the South Hills, so lots always moving around here. Any last minute tips for anyone out there that we haven't touched on today?
I would just say anybody looking for a mortgage or not sure about getting a mortgage, or just call us
Call us and I'll
and we'll help
advise you.
Yeah, we'll help
I'll
you.
be glad to help anyone that wants to call me.
Yes,
give them good advice.
and for you as well. I mean, if they're moving, obviously you can talk them through the container system program.
I can help with sizes, or if we're not the right fit, if a full service mover or sometimes a rental truck is the right fit, we certainly understand that and won't steer you in the wrong direction. And just wanted to mention too that we cover the entire greater Pittsburgh area. So anyone around here, we're happy to help however we can.
Good. Well, thank you all for coming on. I hope both of you are able to talk more and find out more about each other's business, because you could probably help each other out.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you both, or thank all three of you
Thank
for
you,
coming
Thank you so
on.
Mandy.
much, Mandy.
Thanks, Mandy.
Thank you once again, Kurt and Michelle, for joining us, and Matt, I don't know where he went, joining us on this episode of Spotlight on Pittsburgh. And thank you all for watching. Don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, at Spotlight on Pittsburgh, and join us again next time when we shine the spotlight onto new